Harry, I know that you're kind of a jack of all trades, a renaissance man, if you will. And I'm really curious. Everyone comes to whiskey, especially Scotch, in their own way. In the world of Jack Daniels, you have that at parties, red Solo cups. You have that in drinks, and eventually maybe you arrive at whiskey, but someone introduces you to Scotch. Who introduced you to Scotch whiskey?
So I was actually on my way to going out for a big bachelor party. And with this group of friends, so we were four-wheeling into the mountains for like 3 days and staying a couple nights. And with this group of friends, they always take a bottle of Crown Royal with them.
Yuck.
And you finish it that day, or that night, and then everybody signs the bottle. So I was in the liquor store, and I was like, man, I don't want to drink Crown Royal all night. So I kind of wandered over to the Scotch section. I was looking around, and I found one that it started with an A, and it looked like it should have the name of a tree.
Okay.
So I called a friend of mine who knows all about Scotch, and I was like, dude, what should I get? It's like, there's this weird one here. It says, oh, that's Auchentoshan. I'm like, that'd be a great drink. It's like, oh, it's like everybody would like this, which is true. So we picked it up and then got back into the mountains. It's like, well, we can have this Crown Royal tonight, and I pulled out, like, as Scotch always comes in like the fancy boxes too, not just a bottle. I pulled out the box. It's like, or we could have this. And they decided to go with the Scotch. I looked like a hero because I was the one who brought something that actually tasted good to the party, and nobody had drank Scotch before, so it was an entirely new experience for them.
So, A, you liked it.
Oh, it was fantastic.
And B, you were the hero?
Absolutely.
Slanjiva.
So what about you? I know that, because you drink everything, like you drink whiskeys, bourbons, God knows what.
Right.
So, what brought you to Scotch?
My journey was a little bit longer than yours.
Okay.
I actually was not an alcohol fan. I grew up, my dad worked at breweries all my life. Alcohol was always available to me, and I never really liked it. So I'd taken a class with a high school teacher who really inspired me. I think the only book I ever read, Fathers and Sons by Ivan Turgenev, was in her class. I think I actually did my homework in her class. So later in life, she was family friends with my wife, and we went over for dinner. And at the end, we went to her collection of Scotch whiskey, and she pulled out names, Scottish-sounding names, had no idea how to pronounce them, and she poured one into a glass. And after a minute, I thought something was burning in the oven. Turned out it was the whiskey.
Yeah.
I think it was Lefroy. I had never had that experience before in my life, so the campfire smell, the peatiness, it really put me off. But I distinctly remember that moment because it stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it stuck with me.
Nobody likes Lefroy the first time they drink it.
If they say they do, they're lying.
Yeah, that's true.
So, cheers, Sally. Slanjiva. You need to make eye contact. 7 years bad sex life.